If your idea of career planning is go to college and figure it out later, do this instead. I'm going to show you exactly why the math no longer works in college's favor. And I'm going to say something that is going to sound radical to some people, but completely obvious to others. The 4-year college degree is no longer the safest bet for your career. For a lot of people, it's actually the riskiest, most costly move you can make right now. I know that might be not what your parents said or what your guidance counselor said, but I'm not here to tell you what sounds comfortable. I'm here to show you what actually works. In this video, I'm going to break down a career path that puts you at the center of the most important economic shift happening right now, the AI revolution, and how you could get there in 1 year for a fraction of what college costs and 1/4 of the time college takes. So this isn't about skipping hard work. It's about choosing the right arena to do it in. By the end of this video, you'll understand what an AI product builder is, why companies are desperate to hire them, and what the training actually looks like, and how you could get started. So let's go. Remember when everyone said, go to college, get a degree, and the rest will work itself out? I was talking to a group of recent grads last year, and every single one of them said the same thing, that 6 months later, the reality of the deal they thought they were signing up for didn't come true. You take on between $100,000 to $200,000 of student debt. You spend 4 years studying theory, attending lectures, and writing papers about things that may or may not apply to any job you'll ever have. You graduate with a degree, and then you spend another 6 to 12 months figuring out what you could actually do with it. I've seen too many college grads waiting tables. It shouldn't happen that way. And at the end of this process, you're competing now with thousands of other graduates who graduate at the same time for the same entry-level positions that are only paying $40,000, $55,000 a year. Let's do the math. If you spend 4 years and $150,000 to start a $50,000 job, and you're paying back loans for the next decade on top of that, was that an actually safe path? Now here's the part that your parents and your guidance counselors are too out of date with. The job market has fundamentally shifted, especially with AI. Companies don't care as much about where you went to school. They care about what you can do. They care whether you have the skills, the portfolio work, and the ability to contribute from day one. The credential economy is cracking. And the people who recognize that first are the ones who are going to win. I want to be clear. College isn't wrong for everyone, but it is wrong for people who want to build careers at the intersection of technology, business, and AI, because there is now a faster, cheaper, and more direct path. In truth, in reality, college has not kept up with the technological revolution enhanced by AI. So here's how to turn your interest in technology and building things into a real career at the center of the AI economy. And I'm going to walk you through every step. So first, let me explain what an AI product builder actually is, because it's one of those roles that most people have never heard of, which is why it's worth paying attention to. An AI product builder is someone who takes ideas and turns them into real working software products. They operate at the intersection of product thinking, technical skill, and AI capability. Day to day, that looks like this. Identifying product opportunities. Where's there a real user problem that software could solve? A product builder looks at markets, talks to users, and finds the gap, the arbitrage, the delta between what exists and what should exist. Translating ideas into working products. This isn't just wireframes or slide decks. An AI product builder actually contributes to building the thing, working with engineers, iterating on design, testing versions, and shipping real software. Using AI as a tool, not talking about AI as a concept. AI is baked into everything in this role. You use it to move faster, to evaluate options, to generate code, to test ideas, and make smarter decisions. AI isn't something you study, it's something you operate. Owning outcomes. From the moment an idea is identified to the moment a product ships, and everything that happens when it's in users' hands, the product builder is accountable for that result. This role sits at the center of where the economy is moving. Virtually every company in every industry is building software products and trying to figure out how to use AI. The people who can do this work, who can bridge the gap between strategy and execution, between idea and ship product, are in extraordinary demand right now. So real quick, before we go any deeper, if the role I just described sounds like something you want to do, if building things at the intersection of AI and technology generally excites you, take a moment and click the link, go to CareerBond, and check out our AI product builder program. Just read the overview, see if it speaks to you. Then come back and I'll show you exactly what the training looks like. So the reason most people are going to miss the biggest career opportunity of the next decade is because they're waiting for someone to give them permission to take it. Here's what's actually happening in the AI economy right now. AI is no longer just a tool. It's reshaping how every product is imagined, built, and scaled. The companies that are winning and the ones that are going to win over the next decade are the ones that could build AI integrated software products fast and effectively. The problem is most organizations don't have enough people who could do this. They have engineers who could code, they have managers who can coordinate, but they don't have enough people who sit right in the middle, who can think about the product and work with the technical team and use AI to accelerate everything. That's the role of the AI product builder. And it's one of the first genuinely new workforce roles to emerge from the AI revolution. What makes this role uniquely valuable right now is the timing. We're still in the early innings. The companies building these teams are doing it now, not in 5 years. The professionals who develop the skill set in the next 1 or 2 years will have a massive advantage over everyone else who waits. So every previous technology wave, the internet, mobile, cloud, created enormous career opportunities for the people who got in early. The ones who moved while others were still skeptical or sitting in 3 to 4 years of additional theoretical-based college education. AI is that wave, and it's right now. The question is whether you're going to be on the right side of it. I guarantee you this. If you complete an AI product building program and put in the work, you will be the most hireable person compared to anyone who took 4 years to learn theory at a traditional state school. And you'll get there in about a year. Let me walk you through the program that actually makes this possible. It's called AI Product Builder, and it's brought to you by a new school called Pegasus. This program is built as a direct college replacement, not a short course, not a boot camp, not a weekend thing. Here are the facts. The duration, 12 months. This is a full year of immersive professional grade training. Not because it has to take that long, but because it takes that long to build the kind of depth that makes you generally hireable at a high level. Time commitment. You will commit time to this. 45 to 50 hours per week. This is not a side hustle. This isn't a boot camp alternative. This is a full-time investment in your future. Treat it like a job because in terms of ROI, it's the best job you'll ever have. Format. Hybrid, in-person, and remote. You're not just watching videos alone. You're working in teams, hitting real deadlines, and operating in an environment designed to mirror what professional product organizations actually look like. Tuition. $15,000 for the entire program. Compare that to college. 1 year at most universities costs more than that before you've even taken a single class. But here, for $15,000, you get 12 months of real product building experience and a portfolio that actually demonstrates what you can do. Their learning model is experiential and project-based. No lectures, no exams where you have to memorize things that you'll forget a week later. You learn by building continuously in teams against real deadlines with real accountability. By the end of the year, students who complete Pegasus will have completed over 2,000 hours of hands-on software product work. That's not a typo. 2,000 hours. That's more real experience than most people get their first 2 years at a job. So how to build and ship real software products without a computer science degree, without bootcamp debt, without learning how to write code? Let me break down exactly what you'll be learning and building over those 12 months. The curriculum is organized around 4 integrated skill domains that build on each other progressively. Domain number 1, AI first workflows. AI isn't an elective in this program. It's the operating system. From day 1, you're embedding AI tools directly into your development process. You learn to evaluate AI outputs critically, not just accept what the model generates. And you'll build products that integrate AI in ways that actually matters to users, not just for the sake of saying they use AI. Domain number 2, product development foundations. This is where you learn to think like a product person. How do you identify a real user problem? How do you map an opportunity? How do you translate a messy business into a structured, buildable solution? You learn iterative design, build, test, learn, refine. It'll become a reflex, not a concept. Build, test, learn, refine. Domain number 3, technical application. You don't need to become a senior engineer, but you do need to be able to build, test, and ship functional software products. That means working inside shared code bases, practicing version control, and collaborating on real development projects with other people. You graduate with technical fluency strong enough to contribute meaningfully inside engineering teams. Domain 4, professional and execution skills. This is the piece most training programs skip entirely, and it's the piece that determines long-term trajectory. Cross-functional communication, complex problem solving under real constraints and real deadlines, risk identification, stakeholder management. These aren't soft skills. They are the difference between someone who knows things and someone who gets things done. Each build in the curriculum increases in complexity, autonomy, and expectation. Month 1 looks vastly different from month 6, which looks vastly different from month 12. You're not doing the same thing over and over. You're being pushed progressively, exactly like you would be in a real professional environment. So I want to pause here. If you made it this far, the program that I'm describing, it has real start dates and real application timelines because it's on site. This isn't something you could just sign up for on a whim. So if you're watching this and you've made it this far and the curriculum I just walked through makes sense to you, go to CareerBond, click the link, and type in AI product builder, see an application, see when the next cohort opens, and get on the wait list, because since these are on site and in person, the spots do fill up quickly. Most people think intense training programs are red flag. For the right person, it's the only way. Here's what separates people who actually get hired from the ones who just took a course. And I want to address something directly, because I know what you're thinking right now. When you hear 45 to 50 hours a week of work, that sounds like a lot. And you know what? It is. That's the point. Here's what I've learned from watching thousands of people break into new careers. The ones who take the low intensity path, the self-paced course, the weekend workshop, the certificate they finish whenever they want, usually don't get hired at a meaningful level. They get a credential, but they don't get a career because they're doing it alone. But the ones who go all in, who put in the hours, who work through the hard parts and build a real portfolio, those are the people hiring managers call back. Think about that. 4 years of college. What does that actually look like? 4 years of structured commitment, assignments, deadlines, high stakes work. The reason college produces hireable people isn't the degree, it's the accumulated hours, the accumulated reps of showing up under pressure. But in truth, you're spreading that out over 4 years. What the Pegasus program does is they compress that intensity into 1 year. They do that through 45 to 50 hour work week. You'll never work that hard in regular college. It takes 4 years to work that hard. So by the end of the Pegasus program, you don't just have the knowledge, you have 2,000 hours of professional discipline, and that is something you cannot fake. So this program surely isn't for everyone, but it is for the person who's done waiting for the right time and is ready to go all in. If that's you, keep watching. So what does this degree get you? Here are 5 entry-level AI era careers you could qualify for in 12 months without the 4-year degree, without 6 figures of debt, and without starting at the bottom. Let's talk about where this actually takes you when the year is done. The AI product builder skill set is intentionally versatile. It's not a narrow credential that only opens one door. It's a combination of product thinking, technical fluency, and execution capability that travels across industries and role types. Here are the primary entry-level pathways graduates pursue. Product building roles. Join product teams at startups or product-led companies as a direct contributor. You're helping identify what to build, working with engineers, and shipping features. This is the most direct application of everything you've learned. Junior software development. If your technical depth develops strongly during the year, some graduates move into engineering adjacent roles. You're not a senior developer, but you can contribute meaningfully to real code bases and grow from there. Associate product manager. Product manager roles are some of the most in-demand and well-compensated positions in the tech industry. The foundation you build in this program, user research, requirements, iteration, stakeholder communication, is the exact foundation PM roles are built on. Product operations and strategic operations. Companies need people who sit at the intersection of product and execution. These roles often sit inside fast-growing companies and involve translating strategy into systems that actually work. What all of these paths have in common is that they're AI era roles. They're resilient to automation. They're aligned with where the hiring demand is moving, and they're accessible to you after only 1 year of focused, serious work, not 4. If I told you there was a program out there that costs $15,000 and 1 year of your life versus $150,000 and 4 years of your life, are you seriously telling me that this isn't worth considering instead of that old college plan? Traditional 4-year college, the average tuition plus room and board at a private university runs between 50 to 70 grand per year. Over 4 years, you're looking at 200 to 280K when you factor in living costs. For public universities, the number's lower, but typically still 80 to 120,000 total. And that's before you add in the cost of 4 years of not earning. That's the opportunity cost. Then you graduate and you start at the bottom, or worse, you wait tables. The AI Product Builder program, $15,000 total, 2,000 hours of real product building experience, a portfolio of actual work you built, a professional discipline that comes from a year of high intensity execution. Now here's the part most people miss. The gap between where you start and where you go is not determined by which institution issued your credential. It's determined by what you can actually do on day one. Hiring managers at tech companies and startups, they're not checking your diploma. They're looking at your GitHub, your portfolio, your ability to talk through your builds. They're asking you to demonstrate. Demonstrate you could do this on day one. The AI Product Builder program is designed so your demonstration is the entire product. 2,000 hours of it. You don't have to choose between a good career and financial sanity. That used to be a choice. It isn't anymore. You've just seen the numbers side by side. I've done the math for you. The only thing left is a decision. So if this speaks to you, go to CareerBond, type in AI Product Builder, and take the next step. You could talk to an advisor if you have some real questions before you commit, but because this is an on-site program, the seats will fill up. Talk to an advisor if you want to ask real questions before committing. But don't let this be another video that you just watched and forgot about. You're one click away from information that could actually change your life. You'll either grow into your potential or keep living the same year over and over again. The AI economy is not waiting for you to decide. So here's your next move. If you watch this and made it to this this part, something obviously resonated with you. Maybe it's the first time you've seen a real alternative to the college path. Maybe you've been looking for something that takes the AI economy seriously as a career, but couldn't find it, right? Maybe you're just done waiting for the right time. In either case, it's this video that hopefully made it clear to you. So whatever brought you here, here's what I want you to do next. Go to CareerBond. CareerBond is a platform that I built for this moment. It's where you can find vetted training programs across the most in-demand career training paths out there, including the AI Product Builder course, which is brought to you from Pegasus. I love this program. That's why I'm talking about it. When you get to CareerBond, you'll find full program details, you'll find the application process, and you could schedule a call with advisors who will talk you through whether this is the right fit for you specifically. So use the link in the description, browse the program, and if you're serious about this, don't wait. The people getting hired in the AI era are not 2 years from now. They're today. They're the ones started today. The best time to start is yesterday, not today, and not tomorrow. So go to CareerBond, find the program, and let's take the next step together.